myself and I am my own best friend. Anything I want, I work hard for, cause none comes free. Works I was involved, I could do anything with myself as marauder. They dreamt my name inside a star. In case you didn't know, that's a walk of fame.
What's good, y'all? I'm SHEMARR and welcome back or welcome to my channel. Now before I introduce today's video, I really want to say thank you guys so much for all the love and support on my latest project, MMI. This is the first song that I've made the beat myself, and I recorded and produced it myself, and I'm happy to know that my friend that gives me ideas on how to make my production better actually loved it, and you guys did too. I have been on YouTube for a year and a couple weeks now, and never has a video ever been over 100 views in 24 hours, and MMI did that, and it's still going. I think it's 160 right now. I'll put a screenshot right here of MMI versus my other videos and how it competes in the days that they are up. Things are about to get a whole lot better. Thank you guys so much for sharing the song. If you haven't listened to it, click right up here to do so. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Now for today's video, you've read the title, you've seen the thumbnail, you know what this is about. I did this video like last year around December time, and I scrapped it because it sounded stupid and people probably wouldn't have believed me. It's a weird story and I want people to know it, so I'll let the intro run and then we'll get right into the story time. Now, before we get into this video, please do not forget to like, comment, and please share this video with a friend. Also, click the big red subscribe button and the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a brand new video. Let's proceed. So as you can clearly see, I am black and I'm unapologetically that, which means I do not mess with demons, spirits, nor do I speak to ghosts. So when Satan tried this, I was ready to... You know, I was... No. Let me just say, a bunch of fruits did not just hop out of a basket and come running at me. That is not what happened. I have a very vivid imagination, and if you've seen my answering personal questions video, you would have seen a hint at that. Take a look. Next, have you ever been in love? Are we talking about reality or fantasy? Because... No, this is a blessing and a curse because I can make movies in my head, but some things in the case of this happen. So starting the story time off, it all started about 6 years ago when I was 10 years old. Every Saturday morning, I would wake up at 8 a.m. so that I can go to the TV and watch cartoons, because y'all know back in the days, I don't know if it still happens because ain't nobody does watch TV anymore. So back in the days, 8 o'clock every morning, cartoons used to show. There's one show in particular that was absolutely hideous, and that was The Annoying Orange. I do not know who came up with the concept, but because of that show, I now have childhood trauma. So I never liked that show and I never will. So I was already in my own room. There's one day, nothing else wasn't showing. I mean, Scooby-Doo was already off, Tom and Jerry wasn't showing, and my favorite, SpongeBob. So one day, all the good shows were off, and guess what was showing? The Annoying Orange. I had already done my homework and everything, so what else can I do? I already did my chores, so I watched The Annoying Orange. This was the worst thing that I've ever done in my life. I used to wake up like in the middle of the night or like 3 p.m. or something like that because of my sleep paralysis demon that used to be standing right in the corner of the room looking all beautiful. So the same night that I watched this show, like every other night, I woke up in the middle of the night, except this time I woke up sweating, as in drenched in sweat because I had a nightmare. And the nightmare wasn't because Bigfoot was chasing me or because I was being haunted by a serial killer. It was because it's an orange that looked way worse than the actual Annoying Orange itself. I'm talking big ugly mouth, and it had like eyes, but the eyes was like a mask and the orange itself was the eye, and it had arms, as in long skinny arms with claws that looked like it could just rip my fragile body apart. So of course I was scared, and the dream was weird, which made me even more scared because it was an orange, a fruit. So I used my same graphic imagination to imagine SpongeBob, so I went back to sleep. Now this is when it gets weird, because not only was it only showing up in my dreams, but now there was this one time that I was sitting on my bed, and all of a sudden I was being dragged onto the bed. By what? An orange. Look at my size. The orange isn't even the size of my head, and I was being dragged onto my bed by the orange. Now mind you, this was all in my imagination, but it felt real. Like to a point where I couldn't pull myself from under the bed. As a result, I was yelling and all of that. Yeah, I was one crazy ass child. So I was yelling and all that, and my cousin came and I told them what happened. And of course, ain't nobody gonna believe me. Everybody thought it was just a hoax because I was a little dramatic child. But this wasn't any hoax. This was actually happening to me. So I think my mother went to a funeral. My mother and my grandmother went to a funeral when this happened. So now, when they came home, I was like, this is happening to me. It happened the other night, and then it happened again today. Something was pulling me under the bed. So everybody is like, anyways, child, so keep it pushing. Nobody believed me until this one day. That orange was so brave to show itself to me in front of my parents. And what I did, I ran all the way to my mother, filled with terror, screeching and yelling. So at this point, they're like, okay, something is actually happening. I'm not just crazy, I'm not just doing this for attention. So now everybody is like, okay, something is actually wrong with this child. Now, long story short, we got a pastor from our church to anoint every single vertex of this house. And since then, that horrible looking orange has never showed itself again. I still have instances where I wake up during the night like 12 or something, but now what I'm doing is scrolling through my phone. That was just this weird story time that I decided to share with you guys. If you enjoyed it, please do not forget to like. Also tell me some of the weird things that happened to you during your childhood in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm SHEMARR and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.
That's what they like. I stand alone away from everybody. I stand alone cause I don't trust nobody. Cause when they done do you wrong, then they sorry. So I stay away from snakes to protect my body.